Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your Is It in the Cards Love Tarot and Oracle card reading. This is a love reading for all Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to get it started here with a love oracle. Look at you go. You've got twin flames, yin and yang, and balance, union and duality, complement, polar opposites. So this may be one where opposites attract, where you find that when you come together, sparks fly. There's something beyond this universe that seems to happen in your connection, something you haven't experienced with another one before. Now, let's take a couple of archetype cards here to round this out before we hit the tarot. Well, your energy, and you can be male and have this energy, is the damsel. The light attributes, understanding the nature of healthy romance, inspires you to rely on yourself. So if you found that you've been a bit independent throughout your life and you say, I am a whole person. I've got all areas of my life down, but I want to find someone to share my life with. That may be you. The shadow attributes, waiting for a knight to provide for you seduction by illusion. So waiting for somebody to rescue you from your own life. But we don't do that around here, okay? Because we know that nobody's going to come and rescue us from our own lives. Now, their energy here is the judge. This is solid. The light attributes, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. So this may be somebody who is they're a match in terms of their partner. They don't try to dominate. They're not trying to take everything over. They may be somebody who's got a lot of balance. They're the voice of reason in situations. The shadow attributes, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Egad. Now that's too much of a good thing, okay? That's when somebody gets too much momentum and the ego starts taking the wheel, but that doesn't mean they have to do that. We just are aware of the undertone of the judge. Three cards to represent your energy, three cards for the person you are attracting, three cards in the advice. Your energy, the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Cups. Their energy is the Four of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. The advice is the Three of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Two of Swords. And I like that Three of and Four of Wands right together, because the Three of Wands is the knowing that this is happening, knowing your ships are coming in. The Four of Wands is a wedding, but the Four of Wands is the culmination. It's the celebration. It's the union. Now that Two of Swords represents, in terms of the advice, somebody staying stagnant, being caught in the middle of something. Now, it feels to me like it's coming on their end of things, that their Eight of Swords is connected with this, okay? Something has them trapped, and it may be something they're very transparent about. They have this, though, which I feel like is the antidote to it all, that will cut them free. They have to make a decision. If it's a business that they built, and it's basically like a third party to the relationship, because they don't have enough discretionary time. Sometimes I feel like that. I have a full-time job. I do this. I have other activities that I do. A lot of other activities that's like, oh God, I don't have much room left here. So they're going to have to make a decision and make room in their life, is what I feel like. What I like about them is that they have a full life, but with this two of Swords, it keeps things from moving forward. So I do feel like they're telling you with this Four of Wands and that Three of Wands together that it's time to take action. The wands are the action energies. They're the growth in our lives. They're fiery energy. And so it's time to summon up that fiery energy to make a move. Now, if you are planning a wedding, I feel like there's something in their energy that's getting in the middle of it, whether it's their dumb job, okay, that's making them not get time off. And you say, we've got a great honeymoon we want to do, but the job won't let us. You may have to postpone that. Not the marriage necessarily, but you might have to postpone it until they can figure out their job situation. That's what I'm getting here. So yeah, you have love here. There's no doubt about it. And I feel like you're going to be absolutely in love, enthralled, and in a place where you're saying, you know what, how does it get any better? This is what you've worked for. So I feel like this is telling you with that Seven of Wands, don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. Now, if you're in a breakup with someone and you say, I know it's my twin flame, I've watched all the documentaries on twin flames universe, I'm not going to join that insanity, but I get it that this is the other half of me. I see the lover's energy. That would have been cool to get in this reading, but it's not here. I feel like with that Seven of Wands, it's like it's worth sorting it out. But something about them feels like they're not totally cooperative, like there might need to be more time, that they're not ready for a conversation right now. And so they may have their eyes opened. It's your job, though, right now to be happy anyway, to have joy in the journey if you're asking about reconciliation. Now, for others of you, that Nine of Cups is going to be something coming in where you feel like you're the luckiest person on the planet. That King of Cups, too, I feel like those two together also indicate that this person sees you, okay, as the real gift in the operation. That they say, how did I get so lucky to find this one? So I feel like with that King of Cups and Nine of Cups, you can't miss that you're really in the place where your point of attraction is attracting real love, genuine love, where you can be completely yourself. You don't have to pretend to be somebody that you're not so that they will accept you, because that's where the real suffering begins in life. When we repress who we are to be accepted, we're better off being who we are and not being accepted than the other way around. And so I feel like with this, there's no fear in that. There's nothing about that. This is about you being you and knowing that you're more than enough. So this person does have some tricky energy going on. With this Four of Cups, Eight of Swords, I feel like, man, there's something about this that has really kept them stuck in their love life. So it may be, like I said, something outside of love that's taking their attention, their time, that's consuming everything about them. I'd also say if they got burned in a relationship, they may have some work to do. If they're a child of divorce and that's got something stuck in their mind about relationships, something that they've looked at or experienced, and especially if it was someone else's relationship that's really taken them into this place of not wanting to move forward or being afraid of love. I feel like with that Ace of Swords energy, the Ace of Swords cuts through the ego. And that's what's keeping them stuck, is the ego telling them that it can't happen, it won't work, blah, 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 blah. And so that Ace of Swords, I feel like, is a good dose of the truth. I like this here. I normally, in a love reading, don't really want this much air energy because it's too much damn thinking. So we have here air, fire, water energy. But I do feel like with this, it's going to cut through and give them the courage to move forward. They're seeking the truth in a matter. They're trying to cut free or eliminate whatever holds them back. And it's interesting that they have the Ace of Swords and then the Two. So upright swords in the tarot are very important because they show you that things are going to move forward. It's these cockeyed swords, the slanted ones, that are really problematic. And so I don't love this, but I do love this. The other thing I'd say is in a breakup, I feel like they have too many people throwing in their 2 cents with that Eight of Swords. And so there's something about this where I feel like there's too much thinking and there's too many people talking. So if you have people who are bad-mouthing you, that is not helping them. And your best bet here, like I said, is to have joy in the journey. If you're looking for your twin flame to return to you, if you're the chaser and they're the runner. Now, especially too as a Piscean, you don't typically like to be chased. So there may be something to that as well. But I do want to tell you, I mean, you've got here the 1111 card, which is very important here. This is a Hindu wedding ceremony. It's a card of synchronicities. So I also feel like they're trying to tell you your job is to meditate, to quiet the mind, to try to let go of the connection as much as you can. let go of the outcome even, and plant the seeds, drop the desire, and then continue to be happy in the journey, because this is your year for love. And when you can do that, love will find a way to you. I feel like you have somebody here who wants to come in, but I do feel like they're bogged down with some things in the material world, those things. And it's not necessarily they don't want love, but I do feel like there's something about that. So again, there is love here, but I feel like you've got to be in that place where you can be as unconditional as possible. That's your advice. So I love you, Pisces, and I'll be back again soon.